Well, in this week's freezer aisle investigation, a shocking contamination problem for one popular brand. Plus, inspectors find several frozen meals that contain way more sodium than you should eat in an entire day. We're about to expose what's really lurking in your favorite frozen dinners. We all rely on frozen meals for those busy weeknights when cooking from scratch just isn't an option. Quick, convenient, and seemingly harmless, right? But some of these brands are serving up far more than just a fast dinner. From foreign objects in your food and dangerous bacteria to sky-high sodium levels and misleading labels, these frozen meal companies have made headlines for all the wrong reasons. In today's video, we're counting down 7 frozen meal brands you should avoid at all costs, no matter how tempting that colorful box looks in the freezer section. Stay tuned till the end, because we'll also reveal 5 brands that are actually worth your money and your health. 1. Marie Callender's. Once considered the ultimate comfort food, delivering restaurant-quality pot pies and home-style meals straight to your freezer, Marie Callender's has been a household name for decades. But behind that cozy, grandmother-approved image lies a pattern of nutritional disasters that might make you think twice before reaching for that familiar blue box. Let's start with what you're actually eating. Former food industry insiders have revealed that many Marie Callender's meals rely heavily on processed ingredients, hydrogenated oils, and flavor enhancers to mask the lack of freshness. That creamy pot pie filling you love is often loaded with modified food starches, artificial flavors, and preservatives designed to extend shelf life, not protect your health. But what really raises red flags is the nutritional content. Take their classic chicken pot pie, a fan favorite at stores like Costco. Here's the catch. One pot pie is actually 2 servings, but most people eat the whole thing. If you do, you're consuming 860 calories, 50 grams of fat, including 22 grams of artery-clogging saturated fat, and a jaw-dropping 1,300 milligrams of sodium. That's more than half your daily sodium limit in one meal. Even their seemingly lighter options are nutritional nightmares. The spaghetti and meatball bowl contains 1,260 milligrams of sodium, over 50% of your daily recommended intake. Plus, it's loaded with added sugars and refined carbohydrates that can spike your blood sugar and leave you hungry an hour later. Health experts have repeatedly warned that meals with this much sodium can contribute to high blood pressure, heart disease, stroke, and kidney damage over time. Then there's the fiber problem. Most Marie Callender's meals contain shockingly little fiber, often just 1 to 3 grams per serving when you need 25 to 38 grams daily for proper digestion and heart health. Without adequate fiber and protein, these meals won't keep you satisfied, leading to overeating and weight gain. The ingredient lists tell another troubling story. Many of their products contain hydrogenated lard, monosodium glutamate, caramel coloring, and a host of additives that help with texture and shelf life but contribute 0 nutritional value. These aren't ingredients you'd find in a home-cooked meal. They're factory formulations designed for profit margins, not your well-being. At the end of the day, Marie Callender's might deliver comfort and nostalgia, but you're paying premium prices for ultra-processed food disguised as home cooking. If you're craving pot pie or pasta, you're better off making it yourself with real ingredients, or choosing a brand that prioritizes clean labels over chemical convenience. It's marketed as the meal for guys with big appetites, oversized portions promising to satisfy even the hungriest eaters. But Hungry Man frozen dinners are nutritional disasters wrapped in oversized packaging. Let's talk numbers. The Hungry Man Double Chicken Bacon Ranch Bowl packs an absolutely shocking 1,950 milligrams of sodium. That's nearly the entire daily recommended limit of 2,300 milligrams in one sitting. At a typical breakfast and lunch, and you could easily consume double or triple the safe amount of sodium in a single day. But it gets worse. The Salisbury steak with gravy contains 1,520 milligrams of sodium and comes loaded with processed meat and minimal vegetables. The grilled beef steakettes meal delivers a shocking 80% of your daily saturated fat value in one tray. These aren't meals, they're health hazards on a plate. Former nutritionists who have analyzed Hungry Man products consistently rank them among the unhealthiest frozen foods in America. The portions might look generous, but you're getting quantity without quality. Most meals provide minimal fiber, often less than 5 grams, and while protein content may seem high, it comes packaged with dangerous levels of sodium and unhealthy fats. What's particularly concerning is the target demographic. Hungry Man markets primarily to young men and working-class families looking for affordable, filling food. But feeding your family these sodium bombs regularly can set them up for hypertension, heart disease, obesity, and metabolic syndrome. The ingredient lists read like chemistry experiments. You'll find dextrose, modified cornstarch, sodium phosphate, caramel color, and artificial flavoring throughout their products. If you're truly hungry and need a substantial meal, skip the Hungry Man and grill a real piece of meat with roasted vegetables and brown rice. Your body deserves actual food, not a salt delivery. System disguised as dinner. For generations, Banquet has been the budget-friendly option for families trying to stretch their grocery dollars. But what you gain in savings, you lose in safety, quality, and nutrition. Banquet has faced multiple recalls and health scares. In 2023, Conagra Brands, which owns Banquet, recalled approximately 245,000 pounds of frozen chicken strips after consumers found pieces of plastic in their meals. This wasn't an isolated incident. The company has faced repeated contamination issues over the years, including metal fragments and foreign objects. But contamination isn't the only issue. The nutritional profile of Banquet meals is equally alarming. Their fried chicken meal contains 980 milligrams of sodium, along with high saturated fat and virtually no fiber. The beef pot pie is loaded with over 30 ingredients, including hydrogenated lard, monosodium glutamate, and caramel coloring. The Mega Bowl Dynamite Penny with meatballs packs 1,150 milligrams of sodium and 59 grams of carbohydrates with only 3 grams of fiber. That kind of carb load without adequate fiber leads to blood sugar spikes and energy crashes. Former food safety inspectors have noted that extreme budget brands like Banquet often cut corners on ingredient quality to maintain low prices. The meats used are typically the lowest grade available, heavily processed with fillers and binders. Regular consumption of these ultra-processed, high-sodium, low-fiber meals contributes to obesity, cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and digestive problems. If you're on a tight budget, there are better strategies. Dried beans and lentils cost pennies per serving and provide excellent nutrition. Frozen vegetables without added sauces are affordable and nutritious. Buying whole chickens and cooking them yourself provides multiple meals at a fraction of the cost. Your health is worth the extra effort. 4. Stouffer's. As the top-selling frozen dinner brand in America, Stouffer's has built an empire on comfort food classics like lasagna, macaroni and cheese, and Swedish meatballs. But being number one in sales doesn't mean number one in health. Many Stouffer's meals are loaded with sodium, saturated fat, and refined carbohydrates that can wreak havoc on your metabolism. Their lasagna with meat and sauce contains 990 milligrams of sodium per serving, and most people eat more than the suggested serving size. The meal is heavy on pasta and cheese, but light on vegetables, providing minimal fiber and an overwhelming amount of refined carbs that spike blood sugar rapidly. In 2025, Nestlé, which owns Stouffer's, issued a recall for certain Stouffer's party-sized chicken lasagna products due to the possible presence of wood-like material in the food. While recalls happen, they raise questions about manufacturing standards and quality control at production facilities. The real problem with Stouffer's is the illusion of quality. The brand markets itself as premium, with higher prices than budget competitors. But nutritionally, many of their meals aren't much better than cheaper alternatives. And cheese varieties are particularly problematic, loaded with processed cheese products, minimal protein, and astronomical sodium levels. A single serving can contain over 900 milligrams of sodium and provide almost no nutritional value beyond calories and fat. Food scientists have pointed out that Stouffer's meals, like most mainstream frozen dinners, rely heavily on salt, fat, and sugar to create appeal. Without these flavor enhancers, the actual quality of ingredients would be far less impressive. The vegetables are sparse and often overcooked to mush in the reheating process. The meat is frequently processed and formed, not whole cuts you'd recognize from actual home cooking. Just because Stouffer's has been around since 1954 and is sold everywhere doesn't mean it's good for you. Brand recognition and market dominance don't equal nutritional value. If you want real lasagna or macaroni and cheese, make it yourself with quality ingredients. You'll spend less money, know exactly what's in your food, and actually nourish your body. 5. Boston Market. The restaurant chain built its reputation on rotisserie chicken and home-style sides, but their frozen meal line tells a different story. Boston Market frozen dinners are some of the most sodium-packed options in the freezer aisle. The Buffalo-style chicken mac and cheese meal contains a staggering 1,760 milligrams of sodium. That's 76% of your daily limit in one meal. It's also loaded with 61 grams of carbohydrates, but only 3 grams come from fiber. The chicken pot pie isn't any better, with 660 milligrams of sodium per serving and only 2 grams of fiber and 9 grams of protein. What makes Boston Market particularly disappointing is the disconnect between their restaurant offerings and their frozen products. The restaurants offer reasonably healthy rotisserie chicken and vegetable sides, while the frozen line is dominated by heavy, sodium-loaded, pasta-based meals. Studies published in the British Medical Journal in 2024 show clear links between ultra-processed food consumption and increased risk of heart disease, obesity, type 2 diabetes, and even depression. Every Boston Market frozen meal you eat pushes your body toward these health outcomes. If you're craving Boston Market, go to the actual restaurant and order a quarter chicken with green beans and sweet potato, or buy a rotisserie chicken from your grocery store and make several meals with real vegetables and whole grains. 6. Michelinas. As one of the cheapest frozen meal options available, usually priced under $2, Michelinas attracts budget-conscious shoppers, but you truly get what you pay for. The teriyaki chicken contains 910 milligrams of sodium, 15 grams of sugar, and 61 grams of carbohydrates with only 1 gram of fiber and 9 grams of protein. That's a terrible macronutrient profile. You're basically eating a bowl of sweetened rice with tiny bits of processed chicken. Your blood sugar will spike dramatically, you'll get an energy rush followed by a crash, and you'll be hungry again within an hour. The portion sizes are deceptively small, often containing just over 300 calories. That's not enough for a meal for most adults. You'll likely end up eating 2, doubling your sodium and sugar intake. The ingredient quality is rock bottom. Michelinas uses the cheapest possible ingredients, heavy on fillers, starches, and artificial flavorings. If you're struggling financially, you're still better off buying dried pasta, canned tomatoes, dried beans, and frozen vegetables. You can make multiple nutritious meals for the same price. 7. Lean Cuisine. Here's where it gets tricky. Lean Cuisine markets itself as the healthy choice, the smart option for people watching their weight. The brand name itself implies lean, healthy eating. But don't be fooled. In 2025, Nestle recalled certain Lean Cuisine products, including butternut squash ravioli and lemon garlic shrimp stir-fry, due to possible presence of wood-like material. While some Lean Cuisine options are relatively low in calories, many are also extremely low in everything else you need. Meals with only 200 to 300 calories don't provide adequate protein, fiber, or micronutrients to sustain energy and health. To make low-calorie meals taste acceptable, Lean Cuisine relies heavily on sodium and sugar. Many of their meals contain 800 to 900 milligrams of sodium. The chicken with peanut sauce contains 4 grams of sugar in a tiny 170-calorie meal. The ingredient lists are surprisingly long, filled with additives, gums, and stabilizers. Real food doesn't need carrageenan, disodium inosonate, and modified food starches. Nutrition experts warn that extremely low-calorie frozen meals can actually sabotage weight loss efforts. When you consistently undereat and fail to provide adequate nutrition, your metabolism slows down, your hunger hormones become dysregulated, and you end up binging later. Real healthy eating involves whole grains, lean proteins, healthy fats, and plenty of vegetables, not chemical concoctions engineered to hit a calorie target. After seeing how problematic so many popular frozen meal brands really are, it's time to highlight the ones actually doing things right. Let's switch gears and talk about the frozen meal brands that use real ingredients, maintain reasonable sodium levels, and actually nourish your body. 1. Amy's Kitchen. When it comes to organic, wholesome frozen meals, Amy's Kitchen stands above the competition. Founded on principles of quality ingredients and vegetarian-friendly options, Amy's has become the gold standard. What sets Amy's apart is their commitment to organic ingredients and transparent sourcing. Their meals feature recognizable foods, brown rice, black beans, organic vegetables, real cheese, not industrial additives and chemical flavorings. Many of their products are certified organic, non-GMO, and free from artificial additives. Amy's offers a light in sodium line, with products like the Mexican casserole bowl containing only 370 milligrams of sodium, 50% less than the original. Nutritionally, Amy's meals provide better fiber content than most mainstream brands. Their bowls and burritos often contain 5 to 8 grams of fiber. They emphasize whole grains, vegetables, and plant-based proteins, supporting heart health and digestive wellness. If you're looking for frozen meals and care about ingredient quality, Amy's Kitchen should be your first stop. 2. Healthy choice. The brand offers several genuinely nutritious options, particularly in their Power Bowls and Simply Steamers lines. The healthy choice. Power Bowl series deserves special recognition. Options like the cauliflower curry provide 14 grams of protein and 7 grams of fiber with only 580 milligrams of sodium. That's a reasonable sodium level. The bowls emphasize vegetables, whole grains like quinoa and brown rice, and lean proteins. The Simply Steamers line uses a steaming process rather than heavy sauces, keeping sodium levels lower. The beef chimichurri contains simple ingredients like beef, potatoes, green beans, and bell peppers with only 569 milligrams of sodium and 5 grams of fiber. Healthy Choice has also committed to removing artificial ingredients and following federal guidelines for fat, saturated fat, cholesterol, and sodium. Most of their meals stay under 600 milligrams of sodium. The key is reading labels carefully. Stick with the Power Bowls and Simply Steamers. 3. Sweet Earth. For vegetarians, vegans, and anyone interested in plant-based eating, Sweet Earth offers some of the most flavorful and nutritious frozen meals available. Sweet Earth focuses on organic, non-GMO ingredients and creative flavor combinations. Their Curry Tiger Bowl features tofu, vegetables, and aromatic spices with only 460 milligrams of sodium and 3 grams of fiber. The Cauliflower Mac provides plant-based comfort food with under 650 milligrams of sodium. What makes Sweet Earth special is their commitment to whole food ingredients. You'll find real vegetables, organic tofu, quinoa, brown rice, and house-made sauces, not heavily processed plant-based meat alternatives loaded with sodium. Sweet Earth represents the future of frozen meals, diverse, plant-forward, relatively clean label, and actually good for you. 4. Evol. If you're looking for frozen meals with generous portions, bold flavors, and balanced nutrition, Evol delivers. The Evol Chicken Enchilada Bake exemplifies what they do well. 20 grams of protein and 6 grams of fiber create a satisfying, blood sugar stabilizing meal. The company uses antibiotic-free chicken and focuses on real food ingredients like black beans, corn, peppers, and real cheese. Evol products tend to be more calorie-dense than diet-focused brands, which is actually a good thing. At 400 to 500 calories per meal with adequate protein and fiber, you're getting enough fuel to sustain energy without needing snacks shortly after. Their burritos are particularly impressive, providing portable, genuinely filling meals. If you need frozen meals that perform like real food, Evol is worth the investment. 5. Saffron Road. For anyone who appreciates authentic international flavors, Saffron Road stands out. This brand specializes in globally inspired cuisine, Indian curries, Korean bibimbap, Moroccan tagines, all prepared with halal-certified ingredients and ethical sourcing. The Saffron Road Chicken Tikka Masala with basmati rice delivers restaurant-quality Indian food with only 570 milligrams of sodium. Their meals feature real spices, quality proteins, and aromatic ingredients that create depth of flavor without excessive salt. Consumer Reports testing consistently ranks Saffron Road products high for both taste and nutrition. They use antibiotic-free meats, non-GMO ingredients, and traditional cooking techniques that preserve nutrients and flavor. For people tired of the same old Italian-American and Tex-Mex frozen meal options, Saffron Road opens up entirely new possibilities. And there you have it. From the sodium-soaked disasters to the genuinely nutritious alternatives, we've taken a complete tour through the frozen meal landscape. The truth is, convenience doesn't have to mean compromising your health. It's about knowing what's actually in those colorful boxes and making informed decisions. Whether it's avoiding the recalled, plastic-contaminated products or steering clear of meals with excessive sodium, small changes in your frozen food choices make a massive difference over time. Your body deserves real ingredients, balanced nutrition, and meals that nourish instead of just filling. And thankfully, we live in an era when healthy frozen options actually exist. You just need to know where to look. So if you found today's breakdown helpful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never